Welcome, Logan, Dunn, to the OP show from
Wyze.
Wyze.
Yep. Smart home company.
There we go.
We do little cameras. We invented the $20 security camera.
They're
brought
great
the
cameras.
entire industry to their knees.
Yeah.
Price-wise. Yeah, that's us.
Great company.
Yeah.
Logan, so thanks for coming on the show. Appreciate you.
Happy to be here.
Thanks for coming all the way in from Dallas, Texas.
Yeah, Dallas. Headquarters up in Seattle. I live in Dallas.
Yeah, that's awesome. So first segment's called Out of the Box. So we do this with every guest. I'm going to ask you a bunch of questions. Some are personal, some are about the business, some are about kind of your career, how you got here, things like that.
All right, fire away.
And then we'll just jump into 2 other segments. There's 3 in total.
Okay.
Cool. All right, out of the box. First one, can you share an experience that significantly shaped your perspective in your career or on your career?
I mean, to me, probably one of the big ones is I was actually doing internal consulting work at 3M. I lived out in Minnesota at the time. And I remember I put together this huge deck with all of these slides and everything, and did all this work, and I just wanted to make sure that I hit every single point. And I remember putting all that time in, and just no one even cared or looked at it. And the deck was just incredibly long, and I learned you just need to keep it brief, to the point. That's what people really want, especially when you're presenting to executives, which is kind of the whole idea of being an internal consultant, is you're doing a project for an executive. So it's brief, to the point. I try and focus on that now when I'm creating presentations and things.
So how often are you presenting at Wyze? I mean, are you still rolling out
No,
PowerPoints?
No. As a consultant, I mean sometimes, but as a consultant, it's less about that. It's more now about putting together a report or an email or other things. I mean, I still think there's times when you definitely got to be
go in depth a little bit.
Go in depth.
Sure.
Yeah. But I think that staying at the high level and not over explaining is just everyday business communication.
Yeah. I think every email now that's sent out to executives, you always have that TLDR.
Oh yeah.
And then you just have a paragraph, here's all the information.
Someone's calling me on my Wyze doorbell. This is okay, I'll screen it. This is more important.
Shout out to Wyze. Shout out to the doorbell cam.
Coming right to my watch here, guys.
That's fantastic. It's fantastic. Awesome. If you could choose one out of your 6 kids to provide for you, which kid would that be and why? A lot of kids.
Yeah.
A lot of choices.
I have 6 kids, yeah. Definitely my oldest. But I mean, my oldest is only 11. So it's I see him and I'm okay, he's starting to mature. I can see him. My other kids, I'm
there's no way.
There's no way.
Yeah.
But I don't know. We'll see how they turn out.
Yeah. So what are some of the attributes of your 11-year-old outside of him being the oldest?
I mean,
where you're hey, I feel comfortable with this guy taking care of me.
Yeah. Best thing about moving to Texas is all of the teachers make our kids say yes sir, yes ma'am.
Yeah.
And so he really leans into that.
Yeah. Does he?
And so he's very much yes sir.
Yeah.
We were doing a project. I don't know if you've ever had to dig a hole before, but it's the worst thing.
Yeah.
We're building a foundation for a shed at our house.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah. So I had to dig
Talk
out.
about the gravel you were.
Oh
you
my
were
gosh, it was so bad. But he was a champ. He just came out, just worked. Yeah. And I wasn't you need to come out and work. He just was
what's the temperature outside?
Texas, well, today it's 89 is what my wife said, so pretty warm.
Yeah,
we were in mid 80s though.
Yeah.
Wasn't too bad, but it's definitely, I think out here it's 50 right now.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah. I miss it.
It's kind of nice.
Yeah.
Big guys like us, man, stay cool.
Yeah. Anyway, probably him.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
He's just a hard worker. He'll roll up his sleeves.
Yeah.
Get the job done.
Yeah, but he'll be serious. I have another son, Nixon, and he's like our little towhead. And he's the kid that I would he's the one who would keep it fun. So I mean, maybe he'll do a lot and provide for me, but at least I'd have a good time with him.
Yeah.
So it depends. Different answers for what I would actually want. If I really want provide, it's probably oldest.
Yeah. Well, awesome, man. Okay, we'll go on to question 3. Think about a time in your career, whether it was at Wyze or Clear Bags or 3M, whatever the case may be, where you've had to think creatively, innovatively, outside the box, and what were some of the results of kind of thinking outside kind of the traditional swim lane that you might have been in at the time, and what were some of the results yielded from those experiences?
Oh man, I think that's been my story at Wyze, because the thing about Wyze is we have always been be very cost conscientious. We brought the prices of security cameras when we started were like $200 a piece.
Yeah.
Right. And we bring them down to $20 a piece.
Yeah.
We're making like zero margin. We don't even have a subscription service at like the start. And so everything that we were doing was like, hey, you've got to be like super cost conscious. And so like everything from like videos we produce, like we do a lot of like in-house stuff. We just had to come up with like creative ways to do things. I think the biggest thing for me is I was like put up against this and we were told like, hey, you don't have very big marketing budgets. So that means no meta ads, no YouTube ads.
Yeah.
We experimented a little. Like I remember once we turned off all ads on Amazon to be like, is this really helping us? And we saw like zero drop at all. And
That's wild.
that's not always the case.
Yeah,
I think we were riding a little bit of a wave of like the media success. I had like my Google News feed for Wyze, and every day like 10 to 12 articles. And it's not like that anymore. Like it shifted. But what we did is like we really went towards that, and we were like, okay, like we have a good positive sentiment flowing right now. Like what is going to be our most powerful tool? And so we leaned into the community aspect of Wyze. And I ended up building out a very, very robust like customer engagement program. Really, how do we create email list, SMS? I remember I had a buddy who was a vice president at a company here in Salt Lake actually at the time, and I said like here's my situation, like what would you do? And he was like, oh man, you like email. And so I just was like, okay, and I kind of caught the vision of that and went heavy in that, and that's still probably our like most robust channel, brings in the most revenue for the lowest cost. But because we were under those constraints that we didn't do what everyone else was doing, sometimes it's painful too, right? You can't like just go and spend against them.
Yeah, it's tough to
and
compete.
so you got to find a different way to compete. And so that was probably, I don't know if outside the box necessarily, but like it was.
You got to get creative for sure.
Yeah, I definitely had to get creative, and we really focused in on building out like what we were good at the time was just engaging with our customers. We did early access launches. We created stickers for our products so people could like collect them. We still do that today, actually.
No way.
Every time you buy a Wyze product, you get a little hexagon sticker.
Yeah. I just got some. So I got to go look for the stickers.
Yeah, it's in the box.
My wife set them up, so I was like,
yeah, she probably threw it away.
Yeah,
but,
it's too bad.
But anyway, like stuff like that, just like we're like, this is our superpower right now, so let's go with that.
And what are some of the results of some of those campaigns that you launched?
I mean, huge.
Yeah.
So we were going for like we were only a year and a half old at the time. We're only 6.5 years old now.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I just started, and we had just under 1 million email subscribers. It was pretty organic.
Yeah.
Super, super loyal. And like they just loved Wyze. Like they thought we were changing the world, and I mean at the time we were for that industry.
Yeah.
And so we just really built upon that and just created a larger list. We have about 7.5 million in our email list now.
Oh my gosh.
We created like intense targeting.
Who knew so many people were so passionate about
and it just
security systems?
Like I mean, we were seeing like 40% open rates on average, especially for our early access stuff.
That's wild.
On product launches, and it was super helpful because like we really went hard on product launches and like building out an ecosystem fast. One year we launched 33 new products in a single year. And we actually had our customers telling us like, oh, stop, like we're too tired, like we can't keep up, I don't have enough money.
I can't keep spending.
But we were just like, we had that list, we had those people, and we could always go forward with them. And so we just saw just tremendous growth in our direct-to-consumer channel.
That's wild. What were some of out of the 33 products you guys launched in a single year, which were some of the most successful?
Oh, I mean, our cameras are always the most successful, right? And so any new camera line, but I mean, we launched like crazy stuff, and we still have them today. Like we launched a robot vacuum.
I had no idea.
Yeah, they did like path planning. We launched a band, like an activity tracker that was only $20.
This isn't one, is it?
No. This is a Google Pixel Watch. But we launched headphones, and they're actually the #1 selling headphones on TikTok right now. Like ANC headphones, like a $50 pair.
Good price point.
Yeah. I mean, it was really, we were sticking with our guns of like too good to be true products, best entry level product into the market, and we just saw like just tons of stuff like air purifier.
Yeah.
We really were just building out the entire ecosystem.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's so wild. I mean, because mainly I just think about the cameras, right? Because that's what we have.
And that's
So
the
it's
majority of our business.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what people really love and where we really innovated. But
Yeah.
like we have a portfolio that goes with it.
Good for you, man.
Yeah.
That's an incredible story.
Yeah.
What's your favorite tradition and why?
I mean, my favorite tradition is every year as a family, we go out and we chop down a Christmas tree.
That's
We do it the Saturday after Thanksgiving, like religiously,
Really?
and go get one, yeah. So I will say we cheated this last year
Yeah.
because it's Texas.
Christmas tree farm?
Yeah, it's not as good.
Yeah.
Like when we lived up in the Pacific
Yeah, what
Northwest.
kind of trees are you cutting down in Texas?
Yeah, right. I mean, like apple trees. No, we were like when we lived up in the mountains, in the Pacific Northwest. Up in we lived here in Utah for a while. Lived in the Sierra Nevadas for a while. That was easy. We just like go up and explore,
find
take
them
the
anywhere.
four wheelers out, and just So that was. I mean, my
So is
family.
that a tradition that? So you're doing the chopping. Are you going to hand that off to the oldest son?
Oh, they already do it.
They're already chopping
Yeah,
trees down. That's
they get
wild.
down. You don't really chop anymore. You use a handsaw.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. I just picture you out there in the woods with like an axe, like
By
Paul
myself,
Bunyan,
Paul Bunyan, yeah.
just chopping trees down. I can picture it now.
Yeah.
What advice would you offer to professionals embarking on a similar journey that you've had? For all the listeners out there, the 10 of us.
Well, professionals embarking on a journey, like, I mean, it depends on.
Or maybe you're a couple years in.
Well, I would say like embarking even a couple years in, I think the thing you got to be willing to do is really be flexible for the opportunities that come. I mean, one of the reasons I think I was able to get into some of the cool positions I've been in is I was willing to move. I mean,
like physically move
to a different
Yeah.
location, take a job. I think if you stay too like centric on your area, which I mean, there's reasons you want to do it.
Yeah.
Right. You have family, whatever. Like it's hard to leave. I get it, and that's okay. You just close off your options. So I guess that advice would be like look at broader options set early on. And don't seek to narrow your options until you get further into your career. Because once you get further into your career, you narrow your options naturally by having more experience specific to an industry, experience specific to a certain technical skill, something like that. And so the last thing I think you want to do in the early stage is narrow your options on location as well. So like my wife and I, we lived in Minnesota, we lived in Northern California, we lived in Seattle, we lived in Salt Lake. Now we're living in Texas. We're probably going to settle, but I'm 15 years into my career, so
You think
I'm at a good
Dallas
spot.
area is going to be the?
That's one of the reasons we picked it. We picked it because there's a lot of Solo Brands is based out of there, which is like Solo Stove, Chubby's. So we got some good e-commerce, solid brands there as well. We got other big Fortune 500 brands. So we picked somewhere where it's like we have a balance of family, but we also have lots of opportunities.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I didn't want to close myself too much.
Yeah.
Move to Alaska.
Yeah.
Although I miss the mountains, I will say.
Yeah. No, this is the mountains here in Utah. I mean, it's one of the reasons why we kind of picked Utah. It's one, the opportunity, but I just think we actually had my whole family moved out to Utah after we said, hey, we're having the first grandkid. Yeah. And then it was kind of like, okay, my parents moved from Seattle as well, actually from Redmond. And
dude, this is an awesome place.
It's a sweet place.
Yeah,
it's a good place.
Yeah.
Well, cool. Well, that concludes segment number 1 of Out of the Box. Okay, so I'm going to read the 5 different riddles. They're on these note cards. I'm going to get these from Rebecca here. Yep, I'm going to hide them. These are related to popular products.
Okay.
And then you must solve the riddle, and I can't give any other hints. Just the riddle. Only read the riddle.
All right.
Okay, here we go. First one. I'm a fruit that's tech savvy and sleek. Bite into me, I'm the ultimate chic. My logo, a symbol of a bite. Guess who I am for your returns delight.
For your returns delight.
I wouldn't worry about that last part
I
too
was
much.
going to say Apple.
It's Apple.
Yeah.
Apple iPhone.
Apple.
You got it, yeah.
Okay. It's just Apple. Come on. All right.
Okay, I'm a toy that clicks, building dreams high with
Legos. Let's do this.
Nailed it. That was quick, dude. I didn't even get through. Like, that was like the first line.
Yeah, let's do this.
All right, let's
going
go.
for speed now.
I'm a bar that satisfies hunger's call. With peanuts and caramel, I stand tall. From
That's a lot
hunger
of bars.
pangs to cravings, I'm the cure. Can you name me with your candy allure?
Snickers.
Whoa.
The only reason I had to wait that long is because that was like, that's a vague,
It
there's so
is.
many like
It is.
caramel and peanut
Yeah.
candy bars.
Okay, oh, here's a camera one.
Okay.
I'm a camera of action, capturing
GoPro.
thrill.
Wow.
Let's do this.
Can we get the... Logan's a menace on these riddles, dude. The Riddler over here. I'm a car of the future, electric and fast, with autopilot dreams.
Tesla.
These are too easy. We're gonna have
Yeah,
to get
these
some
are
harder.
really easy.
Let's get some more.
Yeah, you gotta.
This one's, I don't know if he's gonna get it. That's the hardest one in my opinion.
This one's tough.
Okay. Let's hear it.
Maybe not actually.
But maybe not.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm a pot that cooks with speed and flair. From soups to roasts, I'm beyond compare.
Instapot.
This is. Okay, hey,
Well,
next time.
I'm in consumer branding.
Yeah, it's true. And
Yeah,
these are all
if you
like,
were doing like SaaS products, I would be.
oh, dude, no,
I'd have a problem.
that sucks. We don't even want to do that.
Yeah,
SaaS
right.
products, that'd be.
Okay, hold on. Here we go. I got one for you.
Okay.
My daughter told this to me. I might botch this, so we're gonna see. Okay.
Okay.
A man rode in on Friday. 3 days later, he left on Friday. How can that be?
I wish it was one of these note cards. Something about the weekend. I don't know.
Well, let's go. Let's go to the audience.
Audience.
I already know the answer.
Do you?
What is it? What is it?
Say it.
The horse's name was.
The horse's name was Friday. You want challenging riddles? You got to go to your kids.
Yeah. Note to self. Let me ask my 4-year-old for a riddle. Yeah. Okay, fact or cap. This
Okay.
is the third segment. This one's great. Okay, so we're going to test our knowledge and intuition by guessing whether one of these statements presented to us is true or false.
Okay.
So it's basically we say fact or cap.
Okay.
And then she's going to read out what the actual answer is, whether it's a fact or it's false.
Okay.
And there's going to be 10 statements, and there's 1 point awarded to each one if we get true or false, and then we're going against each other.
Okay.
Okay.
So all 10 statements were against each
All
other.
10.
It doesn't
Correct.
go back and forth.
No. Okay, there are only 3 state names in America that are one syllable.
Fact.
I'm going to say cap. Cap. Maine is the only state.
Maine. Wow. I didn't even try and think through the states.
I didn't
It just
either.
sounded.
I just was
very,
like, I was like
legit.
United States.
Yeah.
There's 50. Okay, Australia is wider than the moon. That's tough for me to believe, dude. How big is Australia? Can we get an Australian in here? That's cap for sure.
Yeah, that is cap.
Don't tell me that.
No,
I
that
hate
is not
dude.
even
There's no
true.
way. I hate that. The moon sits at 3,400 kilometers or 2,113 miles in diameter. Australia is 4,000 kilometers or 2,485 miles. There's no way.
I mean, I
Australia
guess
is that big? What's over there? Who knows? Number 3, McDonald's serves spaghetti in the Philippines. For sure they do.
Yeah, I
Fact.
would say fact.
That's a weird thing.
Yeah.
Fact.
I know that they serve like
Yeah, they
in Japan they serve seaweed stuff.
a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
So it's called the mixed spaghetti meat sauce pasta. Comes with the side of
Of course, it's mixed spaghetti.
McDo, fried
Fried-
chicken,
It's called Macdo.
Macdo.
It's so weird.
Oh, what?
Spaghetti and fried chicken.
That is so
I mean,
bizarre.
I like them apart. I've never had them together. That's
Yeah.
2 entrees.
Yeah, that's weird. That's KFC and
Olive Garden.
Olive Garden. When you're here, your family.
That's right.
All right, we're going the opposite way. Here we go. Shrimps do not have hearts. That's true. Fact.
Fact. You're too confident. I know it's fact.
Cap. Oh, it's in their head. I knew it was something weird.
You have a heart.
Okay. All right.
The head and the heart.
Yep. It's one.
Great band. Okay, number 5. Pigs can't look into the sky. That's a fact.
On their own.
Yeah.
On their own. Yeah. You're from
I mean, are we
Texas, so-
getting-
Yeah, you're forcing them.
Yeah, I will say fact.
Fact. Due to the anatomy of the neck muscles and spine, pigs are unable to look
Yeah,
upward.
I will say that is an interesting fact about Texas as well. They have a ton of wild boars. They're all
And you
over
can
the
just
place.
shoot them.
I mean,
Is that like free game? That's what I hear.
I've heard that. I don't know if that's true. If we need
I'm gonna book a trip. I'm gonna come out to Texas. We're gonna do that.
Yeah, I'm planning on going.
I hear
Palestine,
you
Texas.
can do it in a helicopter.
I don't know.
I've seen it. I've seen people like shoot.
It's that you use like night vision goggles and night vision scopes because they're nocturnal.
Pretty sick.
Yeah, fact.
Fact. Okay, number 6. Spain's national anthem has over 10 verses, but only the first verse is officially
fact.
recognized. Fact.
It's got to be. It's like even in the United States, we have more than.
Cap. The Spanish national anthem has no words.
That was like extra.
That's tough.
That was extra.
Whenever there's a number too, I'm like, it's like it's got 10 verses, but it's like, oh well, actually false. It's 5, and it's like, okay, how am I supposed to know?
Okay, what's the score?
No words. Yeah,
I think
what's the
you're
score?
up 1.
2-3. I'm up 1.
Okay.
3-2.
Okay.
There are no synonyms for thesaurus, which is funny.
Yeah.
Fact.
Hold on.
Yeah, think about it a little bit longer. It's like you know it or something.
Yeah, I think that's fact.
Cap. Some synonyms include word finder, word
we
book.
were-
I was thinking of
Yes, rhymes. That is the whole idea.
Oh
I was
my
thinking the same
gosh,
thing.
dude.
They're thinking synonyms. No, that was the
I
entire
hate that.
point of that question.
Yeah.
Was to,
It's to
throw us
throw you
off
off.
and make us
Yeah.
feel dumb.
Number 8. Animals can be allergic to humans. Fact.
Easy.
Fact.
Yeah.
Not only can dogs be allergic to cat dander and people dander, our pets can also suffer from the same allergens as humans, including pollen.
Yeah. Okay.
So they have like, are you giving those little like nasal sprays? Are you doing that to a dog? What do you
I'm
think?
sure people do.
I'm sure there's
People do
there's
all
weirdos out
sorts
there
of
for
human
sure.
things to their animals.
Wild stuff.
Yeah.
Wild stuff.
won't
I
even
can't even
go
imagine
there.
what they're doing to their animals down in Australia with all that room. What are they doing down there? Oh.
Okay, 2 more.
Number 9. The most shoplifted food item in the world is seafood. That seems tough.
I mean.
Have you been to Pike's Place?
Yeah, of course I have.
Tons of times.
Throw the fish.
You're throwing the fish?
Yeah, no one's walking away with the fish there.
No.
Have you seen the size of those
Seafood.
guys?
Yeah.
You
mean the fish or the humans throwing
humans
the fish?
throwing the fish and the size of the fish. Yeah, those are big fish. I would say though, here's the thing, is you have a lot of the world's population that
Only
eats more seafood than the
That's
United
true.
States.
That's true.
So I could see that because you're talking about food item in the world.
That's a good point. I'm thinking just United States.
What are you going
Most
to say?
shoplifted. I'm gonna say.
I'm going to go the
I'm gonna say
opposite of what
fact.
you say. I'm going to go cat.
Cat.
Yes!
Wow. You set me up. You convinced me.
Cheese. It's cheese.
You're like, listen, the world, everyone eats fish. Cap. So, yeah, the most shoplifted item is cheese. A surprising 4% of the world's cheese is stolen. Retailers consider it high-risk food. That's tough.
I will say,
Not craft singles. No one's stealing those.
fun fact about Wyze cams are
yeah.
incredibly shoplifted. So we developed a large box version for on the shelf
Really?
at the Home Depot because if you put your product behind a like a lock box, it
No one buys
greatly reduces
Yeah.
your purchase rate. So we wanted to keep it out of the lock box. So we developed a larger box version for retail because it's harder to steal something that's larger.
So it's just a big box and you got that tiny little camera in it.
Exactly. I mean, it's not like we're not
yeah.
shoebox style. We're talking like a normal camera.
Yeah.
Like you just got
Yeah,
the V4, right?
Uh-huh.
So it's like this big right
Yeah.
here. So the large box version is like that big.
Yeah,
'Kay.
hard to steal.
Yeah, I will say though, shoplifting is still a problem. So now we have pull tabs. All of Home Depot for the smart home
What are pull
section.
tabs?
You like rip off like a paper,
Oh, yeah.
like Post-it note style,
Uh-huh.
and they take it to the front.
And scan.
That works better than like having an associate come and open.
Yeah, I hate that.
yeah.
Dude, they have,
So annoying.
just in my local Smith's here in Utah, in like Lehigh, Utah, they have Legos behind glass. Legos.
Yeah.
But I have said this, and I'll say it again, Legos are the currency of the future. You see how expensive Legos are nowadays?
I believe it.
Dude,
okay.
a Star Wars Lego set, you're down $200-$300
Yeah, it's literally my
for
brother.
500 pieces.
My brother's birthday is today, and we bought him a Lego set, and we all as siblings has to go in on it together because it was $200.
Which one did you get?
We got him. It was like a big like the Mario like big
Yeah,
question mark block, but it's like a whole like ecosystem inside of it.
That's wild.
Yeah, $200.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not that big.
And your siblings are having to Venmo for that, dude.
Exactly.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah. One gift.
That's
Currency of the future.
Thank you. Yeah, shout out Lego for jacking up their prices. Maybe not shout out to Lego. They're ripping us off. We should start a competitor to Lego.
No, it doesn't work. There's
Really?
tons of competitors to Lego. They don't work.
Like mini bricks and
Yeah, they're not
they're
as
not
good.
as good.
They're not
But
as
what
good.
we can't do it.
If you can make the engineering perfectly the same, you still
Maybe.
wouldn't be there. The
No,
branding
the
power.
brand is, it's
I mean, they make video games. They make
movies.
movies. They make,
My 4-year-old loves Lego stuff.
yeah, I mean, that's the real reason no
It's
one,
just Lego.
they build so much brand equity.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That's a
All right,
great
last
point.
one.
Take it from the CPG
Tie?
guy.
Tied.
Tie. We're tied at 4-4.
All right.
Right?
So
4-4?
one of us has to pick different. We can't have
Okay.
a tie.
Number 10. A chicken once lived more than a year without a
True.
head.
I'm-
Cap.
Yeah, it's
Cap.
true.
Damn it. Wow. Look at this picture. That is
I remember
disgusting.
That,
Oh my gosh.
yeah, this was like a
From April 20th, 1945 to March 17th, 1947. Lived for 18 months without a head.
I remember
See, that's where the
hearing that
expression
before.
comes from. Yeah.
You should have known, but I'm glad that I.
But you took
I
fact
played
and then-
mind games with you,
did.
knowing
You said
that
you
we
can't take it.
Yeah, I don't tell my kids tie.
And I
Everyone
stuck to
wins
it.
is not a thing for my kids.
That's right.
Someone's got to
There's
lose.
no participation trophies.
Yeah.
Thank you. We're making a better America today.
That's right.
Awesome. Well, hey, Logan, that concludes segment number 3.
Okay.
Thanks for coming on the OP show.
Yeah, glad to be here, man.
So now you got 3 cameras on you. Give us, what's Logan doing over the next year? What's Wyze doing over the next year? What's kind of the vision? What are you most excited about?
I mean, for me, I think big on the spot here. I think the most exciting things over the year, obviously AI is the big thing. I mean, it's really truly there, especially for tech companies. I mean, for us, it's really how can we differentiate? Because the hardware now, everyone's making the same cost hardware for us. So we're really focusing on like how can we create an experience with the hardware that's better. And we do all our own in-house AI. And so like we're getting ready to launch at our most premium tier of service, but it's like a search for anything. And it uses generative AI, so you can just be like all of your event videos, everything, you just search like backpack, and it'll show you any of them that has a backpack in it. Search raccoon, show you raccoon. Search, this is my request, was like practicing piano.
Yeah.
So I can check to make sure if my kids are practicing
right,
piano
man.
or not.
How many times
But
are they
that's
practicing?
legit the kind of stuff. Like with
That's
generative
crazy.
AI, you can do stuff like that. So it's like, how do you create like especially, I mean, AI, especially in like large data or technology, that's where it gets really, really cool. Everyone wants to apply it, but it gets really cool when it's sifting through large amounts of data. And I think we have that. At one point, we were uploading more video to the cloud than YouTube in a single day.
insane.
I mean, we didn't keep it as long. YouTube's just
Yeah.
an ever-growing archive, but
Yeah.
and we were catching just, tens upon tens of thousands of hours of like people's mundane lives, right? And using AI to figure out like how can we like learn and help people find things better. So I think that'll be super cool to see what happens, and it's
Yeah.
really the way to differentiate yourself in our specific space. But
sure.
there's a lot of other crazy things happening. I think the world's consumer trends are shifting big time.
Yeah.
So like we're already seeing consumers being a little more conservative in their spending. Kind of the usual boring stuff, I guess.
Yeah.
That happens with an economic shift.
Yeah.
But those are things we see.
Good. What about you?
Me personally, I'm gonna build
Any
a
more
shed.
kids?
No more kids. Oh, we're done. Yeah, we are done.
You're going to build a shed, though.
Yeah, we're gonna build a shed.
Yeah, let's finish that
Got
shed.
that foundation.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
No, I don't know. Build a shed.
The best sheds are built on sturdy foundations.
That's right.
Let it be known.
That's the takeaway. If you take away one thing from this, the
Yeah.
best sheds are built on a sturdy foundation.
Yeah, it's a metaphor.
It says.
Well, awesome. Logan, thanks for jumping on. Appreciate you.
Happy to be here.
Cool. All right.